Why, hello, boys and girls. 2020 was a year that, I was supposed to have a lot of stuff planned and documented as I go and put it up online. But most of my ideas have been canceled. In fact, this whole year is basically canceled. Starting out with, I already went to Katsucon, which was awesome. And then I was about to go to other anime conventions such as MegaCon Orlando, Florida, Florida SuperCon Miami, Florida, MomoCon Atlanta, Georgia, Anime Expo in California, AWA at Atlanta, Georgia, and then Holiday Matsuri, Orlando, Florida. But all but Katsucon got canceled. There's another project that I had for 2020. It's supposed to be like my comeback series in the fighting game community. There's a new game that came out this year. It's called Grand Blue Versus, and I was planning to pick that up and take that game seriously. And I was about to record it as I go, showing you guys how I break down a new fighting game and how the process is to compete in a local level or high level, etc. I was planning to practice with my friends and document how I would break this game down, pick the character that I want to play, go to the locals, record myself being at the locals such as Versus Game Center, and then go compete in a major such as CEO. Recently, Versus Game Center announced that they are closing down permanently, so there's really no local places to go in near Palm Beach County. And on top of that too, we can't go out anyways, and CEO is being postponed until next year. I had a plan of making CEO 2020 as my final event to compete. I've been competing in fighting games since 2000. It's been close to 20 years, and I just wanted a closure in my fighting game career. I love the fighting game community so much. It's part of my life, and even if I retire as a competitor, I will still be part of the fighting game community in some way, shape, or form. And I know what y'all thinking. You're probably thinking well, this whole pandemic would be over by next year. Why not just make your final year next year? Thing is, it's here now or never for me, and I can't be being held back trying to get that closure that I always wanted as a fighting game competitor, because I don't think there's a way for me to get closure for some reason, especially with this year. It's all the signs pointing you're not going to get the closure you wanted. But I just have to put my foot down, and I have to say to myself, just looking ahead of the future, there's no way I could compete at a high level after this year. So I feel like I am done as a fighting game competitor. And I'm pretty sure you're wondering why I can't do it next year. Is all my life, when my parents signed me up for Taekwondo as a 9-year-old, I had this dream. And before, when MMA became popular, I was thinking there's gotta be a way to make money fighting. That would be so cool, But it wasn't established back then. It was all underground if it was. And then when UFC blew up in 2001 all the way till now, it is possible. But I've been holding myself back. I'm battling myself every day with my depression, anxiety. There's a lot of roadblocks I had to go through. Just starting from 2014 when I hit rock bottom and then climbed my way out. I had family issues, and I said to myself I need a game plan, and it's just I could have just I had to take a sabbatical from the fighting game community, and right then and there I could have tried to get a better decent job and then just sign up to go to MMA school and then just train from there. But there's a lot of roadblocks I had to deal with that not a lot of people knew. It's there's, I try not to put my personal life out there, but I had issues with my father here and there, and it's just one of those things. His vision is not the same as mine. He looks at me and his vision, I should become a lawyer or a doctor and get married, have at least 2 kids, and have a nice house, and then that's my life. But that life, in my opinion, is not for me. I dropped out of college when I was 19 to focus on willvolution, and my family were disappointed about that, but I had this vision of willvolution, and I'm glad I did, because willvolution blew up, and it was really big back in the day. But it's like I dropped out of college and things weren't good with the fighting game community and willvolution. So, of course, just dealing with them, they had that look like, I told you so. But I'm just way too stubborn to give in. I don't want to go to college. So I tried to find a different avenue for me to focus on what I wanted to do. And that's when I decided to quit retail, work in retail, different retail stores for over 14 years, and had to walk away from it. Take the sabbatical from finding a community. I had to make huge changes, because if I don't make the huge changes, like, I'm just going to be stuck at day one, So part of the car business, I'm doing very well, and then I save up a lot of money so I can buy a house, and it's been doing really well with my mental health. I love my parents so much, but I really feel like the talk they always give me is just like, they kept trying to push their ideals to me, and I don't want to follow it. So here I am living by myself, and not to say I hate everybody or anything like that, but I need to be by myself so I can focus, on myself. 2021, if things are back to normal, that means we could go, like, the MMA schools are open publicly, or at the very least it'll be fully functional. And that's when I'll go into MMA school and just train. I know the schedule is going to be very strenuous for me, which therefore that's why I'll be done with competing fighting games, because there's a certain amount of dedication you have to become really good at these tournaments. Even in local tournaments, you need certain dedications. You can't just play like a fighting game for 30 minutes a week and expect to be a world beater. It's just not going to happen. But I just know for a fact that once I go into MMA school, I don't have time for anything. As far as my other projects goes, like vlogging, cosplaying, anime conventions, I do have time for that. The difference between going to an anime convention and a major tournament, there's a lot of stress going to a major tournament, because you have to practice. You gotta eat, breathe, sleep, the video game, the fighting game, and then that's all you have to think about. And if you play multiple fighting games, you have to do all that times two. So it's crazy. I just know I just don't have the dedication for that. And then going to MMA school, just imagine this. I wake up 6 a.m., I go to work 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sometimes I work on Saturday. If I work on Saturday, that means it's a 6-day work week for me. And then as for the MMA schools, usually don't start till 7 or maybe 6:30. And then there's 1-hour classes where it's kickboxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. And usually if you take all those classes, you're not going to be done until 11. Go home, rest, eat, whatever, and then probably around 12 a.m. I go to sleep and do it again. And that's my schedule. I will have no time to practice whatsoever. Weekends will probably be reserved for anime conventions, making cosplay, making vlogs, things like that. I think small, fun online tournaments would do, or try to make it willvolution style online tournaments. For those that have been to my old tournaments, they know what I'm talking about. The way I run tournaments is very unique, and I would definitely bring that flair if I would run online tournaments. So it'll be a lot of fun and a lot of unique stuff that not a lot of people see at typical tournaments. I don't want any regrets, and it's I don't know if I ever compete in UFC, for example, but if I could be at least a professional fighter, at least I could have a check mark of the things to do in life. So I'll be definitely happy if I at least become a professional fighter, say that I went to a cage and fought my heart out and I was there, so that's the plan. So watching UFC and see guys like Yoel Romero, 41 years old, this guy is built like a fire hydrant, man, and he is scary for his age. And I take inspiration from him, because even though he's 41, he's still giving on these kids that run for their money. You know, Randy Couture had to retire like but at the late 40s and stuff like that. So there's people that's still fighting at it, you know, in their 40s, and they do pretty well. So it's really inspirational, and I'm like, you know, anything's possible. So, but the first step is to make that first step. So once I make that first step and I just keep focused on it, you know, it's going to happen. You know, I still got the fire in my stomach, the motivation to make it happen. And I built my own gym, you know, so I could get my body ready. Been eating clean for years, you know, never done drugs, alcohol, or smoke in my life. Never broken a bone in my life. Never been in a hospital for myself. I've never been prescribed for any drugs. I'm going to make this happen. So I have to do what I have to do, and yeah, I'm walking away as a fighting competitor. It's a fun ride. I've been competing different fighting games, from Naruto Gaiken Ninja Tyson series, the Soul Calibur series, Capcom vs. SK2, the Versus series, you know, Tekken series, Skullgirls, Persona, Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, Virtual Fighter, Dead or Alive. You know, I've competed in a lot of different fighting games, and I do pretty well. I traveled to California, Texas, Chicago, Ohio, Georgia, Philadelphia, and all over Florida to compete. So happy that I competed in an era when it was all about, like, you know, before all this esports and this Hollywood stuff. You know, it's like I competed when we all competed for the love of fighting games, and that was definitely a happy moment for me. So, not to knock off the current generation, but you know, but you have to compete back in the day to understand what I'm getting at. But you know, to compete for the love of fighting games, man, it was awesome, you know, because it was very genuine, it was real, and we were like a tight family back then. That I totally miss. And you know, I look back at the old pictures and old videos and reminisce the good old days. I'm not gonna let you guys down. I'm gonna make it happen, you know. But I just can't wait. You know, once this pandemic's over, man, you know, like 2021, I'm gonna go freaking full speed from cosplay, anime conventions, and MMA training, and working out, and all this stuff, man. You know, I'm gonna go full speed, and I want to make this happen. So, and of course, I'm gonna document everything, you know, so you will see my progress. So definitely vlogs are gonna still be around, obviously. You know, it's just the only thing I'm not gonna do anymore is to compete in fighting games. Honestly, like, I know, like, you guys don't really post on my comments, but I really want to know y'all opinions. You think I'm gonna become a professional fighter? And if I do become a professional fighter, are you guys gonna watch? I just want to get even more motivated, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, please post in the comments and let me know, like, what you guys think. Alright guys, thanks for watching. As always, hook a brother up. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on social media, all that good stuff. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.